A wolf used a rolling pin to crack open a walnut, only to have a beaver mistake the scene for a violent attack. Later, while eating berries, juice stained the corners of his mouth. A passing rabbit screamed and fled, convinced it was blood. Born with the label of predator, the wolf made a wild decision in hopes of making friends. He would give up meat and become a vegetarian. He dug out a cookbook and clumsily attempted his first meat-free meal. The first bite was so awful that even he grimaced. Yet, the wolf didn't give up. Day after day, attempt after attempt, he persisted until he finally baked a delicious fruit pie. Looking out the window, he saw the other animals gathering for a meal and headed toward their dinner party with the pie in hand. But as soon as he approached, the animals scattered in terror. No one wanted to believe a wolf could truly change. They clung stubbornly to their preconceived notions. The wolf stood there, stunned and at a loss, until a brave little squirrel walked up and asked for a slice of pie. That small gesture slowly melted away the fear and misunderstanding. The high walls built by prejudice were gently toppled by a warm fruit pie. Prejudice may cloud our vision, but kindness illuminates the heart. An old man was fishing in the lake with his little dog. Suddenly, an egret landed on the boat, crept stealthily toward the earthworms, snatched one up, and tried to make a quick getaway. The little dog, unable to tolerate this, barked loudly to chase the bird away, only to be impatiently scolded by the old man. While the aggrieved dog sulked, the egret returned, holding its head high and staring fixedly at the dog. Seeing the egret about to steal another worm, the dog, afraid of being scolded again, dared not bark, feeling utterly frustrated. Yet, the egret succeeded in stealing a worm anyway. The dog finally lost its patience and made a noise, resulting in the old man punishing it by making it face the side of the boat in disgrace. The egret even had the audacity to come over and look at the dog. The dog thought to itself that the bird needed to be taught a lesson. Dog and bird squared off on the boat, neither willing to back down, until both were sent flying off by the motion. Only then did the old man realize the egret had been stealing the worms, and he immediately waved his oar to drive it away. The dog finally felt vindicated and happily turned to leave. However, upon seeing a nest of hungry chicks behind the egret, its smile instantly vanished. The chicks were too young to eat fish, and their bellies were rumbling with hunger. Realizing the egret's plight, the dog turned back, picked up a large pile of earthworms, and offered them to the bird. The egret flew over, took the worms, and was finally able to return and feed its young. Not long after, a large fish dropped onto the dog's head. Turning around, it saw the egret, its beak full of large fish, coming to repay the kindness with a gift. The egret dropped the fish and flew off. Looking at the boat's bountiful catch, the old man affectionately patted the dog's head. What the dog had offered was more than just a clump of earthworms. It was an act of cross-species empathy. What the egret brought back was more than just a large fish. It was a gesture of mutual goodwill. Even the fiercest confrontations can be transformed into a mutual exchange of kindness through a little understanding. The little rabbit accidentally coughed, causing a split to tear open in its chest. Had the machinery detected this, it would have been discarded as a defective product. The rabbit desperately clutched its chest, but it could not escape the machine's sensors and was ejected through a chute. It sat on the ground, gazing at the crack in its chest, and let out a deep sigh. Wandering aimlessly, the rabbit looked for a place to mend its wound. It first rushed into a shop where the owner made it a leather jacket. However, the jacket was too tight, and a single cough caused it to burst right off. Next, it visited a pet hospital, but a sneeze made the bandage fall off and fly away. Later, it tried a clock shop for repairs, yet no sooner had it stepped outside than a cough caused a cuckoo bird to pop right out of its chest. Feeling deeply aggrieved and sad, it wandered into a nearby shop, only to be startled by a kitchen knife resting against the wall. Just then, a strand of yarn made of the same material as its own body caught its eye. A surge of hope filled its heart. It followed the trail of yarn, dodging heavy traffic and crossing the street. After braving numerous dangers, it finally found the person who could heal it around a street corner. The rabbit tentatively held out its arms, and a kind seamstress gently picked it up and took it into a doll repair shop. This time, the rabbit was finally and completely cured of its ailment. Mother Goat used scissors to slit open the big bad wolf's belly, rescuing the little goats one by one. Seeing the wounds on her children's bodies corroded by stomach acid felt like a knife twisting in her heart. She counted them over and over, yet one was always missing. Her eldest son had already been digested. He would never return. Unable to accept this reality, Mother Goat brought home a boy dressed in a sheepskin coat. She gently asked where he had been, her voice full of concern, before pulling him into a tight embrace. The boy, initially tense, gradually began to relax. Back home, Mother Goat happily told the other 5 little goats, "Your brother is back." But soon, the boy found a colorful drawing on the floor. The wolf depicted in it bore a striking resemblance to his own stern father. Before leaving the house, Mother Goat repeatedly warned everyone never to open the door to strangers. The little sister goat appeared silently behind the boy. Her skin was scarred and mangled. Trembling with fear, the boy turned to flee, but was enthusiastically surrounded by the other little goats. They warned him that the big bad wolf was outside, making it too dangerous to leave, and promptly slid the door bolt shut. Gradually, the little goats sensed something was amiss. The boy kept trying to escape. He was nothing like their timid, cowardly brother. They concluded that he was a wolf in sheep's clothing. With his identity on the verge of exposure and gripped by sheer terror, the boy suddenly stepped onto a cardboard box and leapt toward the windowsill. Unexpectedly, the floorboard beneath him flipped over, revealing a mirror on its underside. Seeing her own scarred, distorted face in the reflection, the little sister goat screamed in fright. The other little goats rushed over to comfort her. The boy quietly stepped out from behind the mirror and walked briskly toward the front door. Just as he was about to open it and flee, he glanced back at the little goats' mutilated bodies. A sudden realization made him stop in his tracks. He walked back, draped his coat over the little sister goat, and gently soothed her. Seeing the scars on his arm, the little sister goat realized that he too had suffered a tragic fate. Suddenly, a dark shadow flashed past outside. The little lamb scrambled to hide in panic, but the boy remained standing where he was. Just as the little female lamb was about to shout for him to take cover, the door was pushed open. It was not a wolf that had arrived, but the boy's own father. Feigning concern, the father embraced the boy and pretended to weep, only to suddenly give in to his bestial nature. He transformed into a big bad wolf and began viciously mauling the boy. Powerless to resist, the boy could only cry out his late mother's name in agony. Just as he was on the verge of being devoured, the little lambs bravely rushed out, joining forces to strike the vicious wolf. However, the disparity in strength was too great, and they were quickly overpowered and scattered. At this critical moment, the mother sheep appeared and stunned the wolf into unconsciousness with a taser from behind. From then on, the boy lived together with the little lambs. He cherished this warm, cozy home far more than the terrifying world outside.